Can I tell you something nobody actually says out loud? Most people don't know what they are doing. Not the ones who look put together. Not the ones with the aesthetic life and the clear skin and the career that makes sense on paper. Not even the ones giving advice. Everyone is guessing. Everyone is revising. Everyone has a version of their life that exists only in their head and looks nothing like what actually happened. You're not behind. You're just not pretending as hard as everyone else. Somewhere early on, you picked up a belief that life was supposed to follow a sequence. Figure out who you are, pick a direction, commit to it, arrive. And if you kept changing your mind, if the plan kept falling apart, if you still didn't know what you wanted at an age you thought you would have it sorted, that meant something was wrong with you. Not the plan, but you. You kept blaming yourself. You started performing certainty, telling people you were fine, you had it, you knew you were going, even on the days you had absolutely no idea. Because admitting you didn't know felt like admitting you were failing. But here is the thing about that belief. Nobody gave it to you because it was true. They gave it to you because they were scared too. Not knowing where you are going is not the same as being lost. Lost means you had a destination and you can't find it. But what if you never needed that destination in the first place? What if the version of your life that requires you to have everything mapped out is just someone else's version? The most interesting people you have ever met, the ones who seem genuinely alive, they didn't get there by following the sequence. They got there by being honest about what was not working and being willing to start over more times than felt comfortable. That willingness to not know, to stay in the question instead of forcing an answer, that's not weakness. That's actually how people end up somewhere real. You know what forced certainty cost you? It makes you stay in things too long. Jobs that stopped fitting 2 years ago. Relationships you outgrew but couldn't admit. Versions of yourself you kept performing because admitting that you had changed felt like betraying the pain. Certainty can become a cage if you hold it too tight. The question is not do you have it figured out, but the question is are you honest with yourself about what's actually true right now? Because that honesty, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it means admitting you were wrong, even when it means starting something over, that's what actually moves you forward. Not the plan, but the honesty with your own self. So, what do you actually do when you don't know? You stop trying to resolve it on a deadline. Most of the pressure you feel to have answers right now, it's artificial. Someone else's timeline that you absorbed and started treating as your own. You are allowed to sit with a question longer than feels polite. You are allowed to say, I don't know yet, without following it with an apology. Not knowing when you are actually paying attention. It is just the space right before something becomes clear. And it always becomes clear. Not on your schedule, but it does. The people who struggle most are not the ones who don't have answers. They are the ones who cannot tolerate not having them. So they grab the nearest available answer just to make the discomfort stop. Don't do that. Stay in the question a little longer. The right answer can wait for you to be ready for it. You don't have to know what comes next. You don't have to have a 5 year plan. You don't have to explain your choices to people who haven't lived your life. What you do have to do is stop pretending the uncertainty isn't there. because it will be there always. But be confident about it, that you don't know, and you are vulnerable. Accept the fact. Because the moment you stop pretending, the moment you actually sit with I don't know and that's where I'm right now, something loosens. You feel calm, not because you have the answer, but because you stopped spending all your energy fighting the fact that you don't. That's not giving up. That's the first honest thing you have let yourself feel in a while. And honesty is a very good place to start. You don't have to have it figured out. So, whenever you need to come back, I'll be here.